Miranda, Samaras is pushing for more time. You don't think it's a good idea, though?
More time would just add to the debt burden, which is already 165% of GDP, and it would also prolong the uncertainty as to whether Greece will manage to remain within the Eurozone. So I think Mr. Samaras should request instead official debt reduction, which could come about in a number of ways. For example, the Eurozone could provide funds for bank recapitalization directly through the ESM, as is planned for Spain, or the ECB could take a haircut on 50 billion of Greek government bonds it accumulated under its securities market program.
How likely is it that the ECB will take losses, will think well of these notions to take losses on its bond portfolio?
For one thing, the ECB bought these bonds in the secondary market, not at full face value, but at a discount that I estimate at about 25 to 30%. So it could provide the haircut of 25 to 30% without losing money at all.
So this seems like a good idea, Miranda. What about Samaras's view that actually, if you give Greece more time, he can find the additional funding himself through this IMF loan, through selling short-term debt, and through the postponement of an EU IMF loan to a few years out? Do you believe him? Could Samaras help find the finances himself?
Has he consulted with the IMF in saying this? And also, you know, he's been raising funds through treasury bill sales, and he got the ECB to agree to lift the ceiling on the amount of Greek T-bills that it will accept as collateral. But under the second rescue package, the amount of T-bills outstanding is set to gradually decline. And under Mr. Samaras's plan, it would actually increase. So I'm not sure this plan would go down well with the Troika.
How do you view, Miranda, Greece's progress right now? I mean, Samaras says it is making progress on structural reform and on privatizations. I mean, Germany's economy minister, Philip Rösler, certainly disagrees. What's your view on how this structural reform progress is coming along?
Progress has been made in structural reforms. Unit labor costs are down very significantly because of the reform implemented under the Papademos government. And also much progress has been made on the budgetary front. But the progress on the budgetary front has now stalled because there was no progress made during the electoral campaign. And even now, the government is still scrambling to find 11.5 billion of spending cuts, which they have agreed to do under the program agreed back in February.
So basically, Miranda, debt forgiveness is the key here. Is Greece going to be able to stay in the euro? What are your thoughts now?
I believe Greece will stay. Getting out of the euro area would create chaos, not just for Greece, but also beyond Greece's borders. And it could start a run on banks throughout the European South.
Doesn't it all ultimately, Miranda, come down to German domestic politics? It seems that many of Angela Merkel's senior ministers are against helping Greece, certainly giving it more money. So I suppose the question is the idea of the ECB writing down the value of its debt palatable to Germany? Yes or no?
It may not be palatable to Germany, but as I said, you know, the ECB does not have to take a loss. It just has to pass on to Greece the benefit of the discount at which it bought those bonds in the secondary market.
Okay. We shall see if that happens, if that eventually materializes. Miranda, thanks for joining us today. Miranda Xafa, President of EF Consult.